Hello, welcome. Thanks for joining us. This is TJF Talks. I'm Chris.
I'm Cheetah, and on this podcast, we talk to notables about jazz, of course, the life, the vibes, and the music, and everything else in between with something we like to call improvisations.
And today we welcome Mark Wood. He's an electrifying violinist, inventor, composer, and visionary educator. And he's known for stuff like this. Mark has built a career pushing boundaries, from designing his revolutionary Viper electric violin to inspiring the next generation.
We get to talk to Mark about breaking tradition, things that are entirely new, and why music matters right now more than ever. So let's jump right in and get on with the show.
So, Mark Wood, it is an absolute pleasure to have you here on TJF Talks with us today.
Yeah.
It's great to be here.
Thanks
It's so
for coming,
cool.
making the
you.
drive.
Yeah.
Yes, my pleasure.
It's good to have you. We start by just talking a little with some rapid fire questions, and we'd like to keep it short. We kind of police you, but not harshly.
Absolutely.
1 to 4 words, maybe, something like that.
You got it.
Okay, let's do it. Rapid fire is the name of the game. So first instrument that you loved.
Oh, my viola.
Ooh.
He was right there.
Like,
right at it.
I know, right?
Oh, yeah.
Classical or rock?
Oh, classical.
Wow.
Yeah. Back then, nobody did what I did,
Yeah.
what I do now back then.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love it.
Especially on
So, one word for the violin.
My flying machine.
Yeah, no
So
points
space
off.
age.
No points off for that.
It's kind of space age.
Practice or performance?
Oh, performance, definitely.
Yeah.
And the best crowd you've ever played with. This might be difficult, or played for, rather.
Without question, the live performing with Billy Joel in front of 90,000 people at Shea Stadium before they knocked it down, standing next to Paul McCartney and
Yeah.
Steven Tyler and Don Henley and
A couple people we know.
Yeah, if you remember that concert, I
Yeah.
did all the string arrangements and
Yeah.
I worked with Billy on that.
Oh my gosh.
That was a trip.
Okay, we're
I'm
going to
sure.
deep dive into that in the interview here.
Yeah, make a
for
note.
sure. That we
Mental
can't
note.
let that one say. I'll make a mental note. So, give me a word that describes your teaching, or what teaching means.
Abstract expressionism.
Oh my gosh, you're good at this. Acoustic or electric?
Oh, electric. That's an easy one.
Oh, I know, right? I knew the answer as soon as we wrote that one. And complete the sentence. Music is.
Music is my breath.
Ooh.
I love that. It's your breath of life.
Oh,
Your breath of.
yes, just like for any musician like yourself.
Yeah.
It's the most powerful elixir.
Yeah. I love.
We're getting all the feels here.
I know. You're like.
With
Like, I
a
feel
few
like I
words.
could spend like 3 hours just talking about music is my breath.
Right.
Like, and
Oh,
just
my
how that,
God.
like it, our breath fills us,
Yep.
with like so much value, so much life and vitality, and music does that. Now, does
3
that,
hours?
Yeah, 3 hours. I could do this for 3 hours. But let me just do one follow-up question to that is, how much does it differ for you, whether you're performing it or you're listening to it and ingesting it?
Performance is everything.
Yeah.
It's what we all do. What we do, the 10,000-hour commitment
Right.
is to get on stage and pray that the audience likes you. That's an unknown.
Yeah. But if you put in the practice, there's a
Well,
The-
you're in
you're-
a good
you're-
shape. You're in better shape.
yeah, you're pushing the odds in
Yeah.
your favor. You're right.
Absolutely. Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And being overly prepared is critical, but not necessary. Sometimes underprepared gives you that sense of unknown and unpredictability,
Mm.
which creates a really intense experience for you and the audience. When something happens that's never a melody, an improv, a moment where you're connecting with your band or your bass player, your singer, that never happened before.
Yeah.
That unpredictability is incredible.
The organics.
It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's the whole jazz thing, right?
It
Like
is,
like
yeah.
there's
Oh my
there's
God,
jazz
yes.
elements into all the different genres, and well, let's talk about that. Like
Yeah, we're improvisations
yeah,
now,
like
so
yeah, like
we're
we're
like-
just gonna improv all the way through this, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
This is where we get to the elaborate more. So that's a no.
You got it. I should have brought my instrument. And we could
Oh,
jam.
we could jam together. Oh my
Next
gosh.
time.
Okay, next time.
right.
There'll be a next time.
Yes.
So you didn't just like play the violin. I'm talking about your instrument, but you reimagined it. Like what about the violin? Like, that instrument itself, the traditional, that wasn't enough. That made you like take it to the new
Well, remember,
direction.
I'm a viola player,
Right.
which is slightly not a big difference. Not like going from saxophone to violin.
Right.
It's in the same family. It's just larger with different strings.
Right.
But the lower range and the mid range of music exists in the viola's job.
And it
You
spoke
ain't
to
going
you.
up in the high frequency
No.
unless let the violins do that.
It's closer to the range of a electric guitar, which is similar to
Yeah.
like, a lot of
Yep.
the stuff that
Yep.
I hear.
But it still only had 4 strings. But I didn't care. My mom was a classical pianist, a
Mhm.
professional concert pianist, and my father was an artist.
Oh,
I'm the
wow.
luckiest person in the world. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Because a person like with my personality could not exist in normal conformity.
It's interesting how that comes through in the genes, huh?
Oh my God. Well, my mom had 4 boys and she was
Oh,
determined
Lord.
to have a string quartet.
Poor woman.
A year apart, the 4 of us, right? My
Yeah.
oldest brother's a famous violin player. Second oldest brother's a principal cellist of a symphony orchestra. I played viola. My younger brother played violin. We were the first all-brother string quartet at the age of 8 years old.
Oh, smart
Wow.
woman.
And did you
It's like winning the lottery when you're hoping to become a musician.
I
Back
can't
then,
imagine the house concerts you had, like just amongst
Yeah.
the family at home. Like
Mhm.
like okay,
oh,
the
and my-
Woods boys are at it again.
Mhm.
everywhere we all the Beethoven quartets, all the Brahms quartets. My mother on piano with piano quintets,
You're right.
and a lot of it was witnessing when I look back, the moments of crazy 4 boys beating each other up, running around the house, driving her crazy. She would start playing Chopin or Brahms, and we would quiet down.
Wow.
We
She
would
had the
quiet down and
solution.
sometimes
That's
go
amazing.
underneath the piano and be quiet. So all of a sudden, we're developing a relationship with the power of music
Mhm.
very young so that we know it's a power. We don't know quite what it is, but we know that it's consuming us. So when we
Right.
played chamber music with my brothers, it was every family had a string quartet, right? We weren't
Absolutely.
unusual. So
Well, that's the reality that you grew up in. So you
Yeah.
don't know any different at that point.
and add
right?
to that a struggling musician and artist. My father built our home on Long Island, and we lived in 1 bedroom, my brothers and I, 2 bunk beds
Wow.
through high school. The 4 of
Oh,
us
wow.
were in a tiny room with 2 bunk beds. And my brother would be practicing cello in the bathroom. I'd be practicing in the kitchen. My mother would be teaching piano. Constant music, endlessly. And I'm not thinking that this is unusual at all.
The neighbors are doing this
Well,
too.
I mean, just the nature of music and what you talked about, like I would say that's probably the thing that kept you all sane
Oh,
in those living
it
conditions
was
that you're
without
talking about.
question a mental stability, emotional stability, and also bonding with other humans that were your family who were very different. We're living in the same room. You would think there's some similarities in our personality. None.
No.
Very different people, the way we perceive things, which is a gift. We
Mhm.
don't want to be the same.
No,
But
of
when you
course.
play music together, you are one.
Yeah.
So
that's-
how cool is that?
Oh,
Very early, I experienced that power.
But
that-
yet the bonding is happening there
Yeah,
with the music,
exactly.
which
That's
is
so
really
wonderful.
Oh,
cool.
it's very complicated what's going on psychologically.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure.
So let's move ahead to the inventive
Yeah,
side.
so I mean, it's quite a jump, but maybe not,
Yeah.
depending on your answer. You created the Viper violin, and where did that come? What was the genesis? Like, how was there a problem with what you were doing? You couldn't solve a problem. You were trying to make a different sound that you couldn't. Talk about that.
Really good. I'll be as brief as possible because this is that incredible moment as a human no matter what age, that all of a sudden it's a lightning strike in you.
Mhm.
Wasn't necessarily Brahms, who I love. It wasn't necessarily Mozart. It was seeing the Beatles on Ed Sullivan. That something, and my mother did not like rock. She did not want,
Oh.
and that's not allowed here. It's devil's music, the whole cliche. Because back then, Robert Plant with his shirt open was the scariest thing our mothers ever saw.
Yeah, absolutely.
Forget about the music. So anyway, the Beatles. All of a sudden, when I listened to Brahms and Beethoven, the Ninth Symphony, and all this stuff, with the impact that classical music has on us, which I still get, and then you see Paul McCartney and John Lennon, I Want to Hold Your Hand. Looking back, it's like, it's sort of the lamest pop song, but at the time, it was a lightning bolt going right into my skull. But I'm a viola player. I'm not a guitar player, but the music was like, oh, something's going on. So from that point on, Sgt. Pepper's, Abbey Road, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, Van Halen, and I'm doing Hindemith and Mahler, and it's all beautiful. It's all a beautiful thing, combining these things. But it was my instrument that had no home. Viola did not exist in the music I loved in the rock world or jazz.
Right.
Very little, maybe Jean-Luc Ponty and a couple of string players I
Yeah.
heard, luckily. But I didn't know where to fit. But I didn't think about that, where should I fit? I just loved it so much. Then I go to Juilliard, work with the greatest musicians and teachers in the world, including Summer at Tanglewood with Leonard Bernstein mentoring me when I was 14. That blew my mind because of one classical musician who loved jazz and who loved the Beatles was Lenny.
Right.
So I spent time with his family and him, and that was like, I want to be like him. I couldn't compose. I was a viola player. We don't know anything. And then get full scholarship to Juilliard, and I didn't even graduate high school. I did not really resonate with academics.
Yeah.
That's just not my thing. So no SATs, nothing. I never graduated. Just went right to Juilliard, full scholarship. My 90-year-old Russian viola teacher, who you would think would destroy my sense of self. It was the best thing for me to immediately find out, oh, I can't do this. I'm not set up to do this kind of mindset where you're, forgive me, in a straitjacket with classical training.
Right.
You cannot change those notes of Beethoven. You cannot mess with improvise. But yeah, and then I heard Jimi Hendrix.
Oh.
I'm trying to hold back from I said, you got to listen to this guy, Jimi Hendrix and the Talking Heads. And he was livid, furious at me. And he tortured me for a year. And it was the best thing for me because the sooner I get out of that environment into the environment that I ultimately had to create, which did not exist, which is, you got to figure out how to play this on my VO. Oh my God, are you kidding me? There's no, oh, I can listen to Hendrix and he's trying to do sustain on his guitar with distortion. I can do that with my bow. Oh, this is interesting. And that was when I started to build in my father's workshop electric violins, at the same time creating an instrument to address my dream, my fantasy, my delusional optimism that I can figure this out. Well, Mark, it's never been done. My mother, Mark, what are you going to do with your life? All of my sons couldn't get into Juilliard. You get into Juilliard and you're quitting? What are you going to do? I said, I'm going to be a rock musician. And she blew her head off. She was like, you are not staying here. You have to, you're out. So I was sort of unofficially, she still loved me, of course. So I lived on my father's art studio floor for 7 years with barely a bathroom, no kitchen, no running water, barely heat and barely electricity. And I'm going, I got to figure this music out. I can do Stravinsky. I have the technique to do Bartók and Stravinsky with my hands tied behind my back, but a simple blues scale. What is, it's 5, 6 notes. I could, and I listened, I said, you're not getting that spirit of that blues scale. Why is that? Oh, my vibrato's too fast. Okay, so I'm re-altering and then building at night electric violins to give me a vehicle. Because I'd see guitar players with these guitars just swinging in a physical relationship with their instrument that was so sensuous and sexy. This, as I'm holding this, is the most stiff, uptight look. I was like, I got to change that.
right? And the way that the Viper is attached to your
Yeah,
body, it's an extension.
self-supporting.
It's an extension
So
of yourself.
that was it.
Yeah.
The atom bomb went off.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
great.
amazing. I've seen some of your prototypes that you have hanging on the
Yeah.
wall, and that's amazing. Like, either the minor wins or maybe some of the failures in the process of building.
It was so
And
important. And ask me if I've ever had luthier lessons. N-
No.
I have no clue what I'm
that's
doing
crazy.
musically. I have no clue with building until I sliced half of my thumb off when I was going through the bandsaw. I was like, Mark, don't do that. If you lose your thumb, it's all over. So anyway, I would go out and gigs with bands at night. And remember, I'm so used to the polite applause after I do my Haydn quartet.
Yeah.
The old ladies just loved it. And then I'd go to a rock club. They're screaming at
Wow.
me.
Do you remember the first moment? The very first time, let's say one of your first electric violins or the Viper, the very first time you played it live
Oh, yeah.
in
Well, I
front of a
started
crowd.
at 12 years old
Yeah.
building.
But that's
wa-
when you started building the
way
electric
before
ones.
the Viper. Yeah, I
Yeah.
had double neck violins. I had a violin with a barrel at the end of it.
Yeah.
Of course, you got to shoot bottle rockets
Yeah.
over the audience. Come
Right.
on, Yasha Heifetz. Couldn't you have thought of that? I'm going to do it. And
You
they
came
went,
equipped with
the
your own pyro.
crowd went berserk. And of course, I had all this Juilliard technique. So I'm doing Jean-Luc Ponty. I'm doing,
Yeah.
instead of Charlie Daniels' squeaky fiddling stuff,
Yeah.
I'm doing like Paganini
Yeah.
on top of country music. And people never heard that. But then I would have my violins break in front of them. And that was how I learned how to build.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm.
I need to use different glue. Oh, this doesn't feel right. I'll go back to my father's wood shop, cut this off, sand this down, go back to the next gig with it refined, going through 5 to 7 years of that until I nailed it.
I love that, like that sense, and like there's a learning lesson in that to like anybody, future generations, right? Just don't give up the first time something doesn't go
Yeah.
right, and I mean that's indicative to music, and to some degree, this like makes me think about our jazz connection, right? Because
Yeah.
you're talking about the blues scale, and you're like even in building instruments, you're constantly improvising, right?
Yes.
Figuring out like,
Blindly.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, like, can you correlate? Maybe not so much in the instrument making point because we kind of talked about that, but like in the musical approach, like with what you do now or throughout your life, how you've innovated and taken like the things of your classical stuff and then putting it into different spaces and improvising. Like, what does that look like here or
It
sound
is
like?
a
How do
state
you?
of mind that I've had since the age of 5 years old, and it's still the same state of mind that I am in at all times, because we are so gifted and blessed that we can earn a living playing music.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an incredible feat altogether. So for me to be able to do that, that's the fuel. That's the fuel. And just being so grateful that with relentless and also almost blindly going, okay, I'll go this way. Are you sure, Mark? Yeah, let's go that way. And because it has never been done. There was no pathway for me except when I heard Eddie Van Halen.
Oh.
And I was like, that guy is taking our violin virtuosos and stealing it from me. Gosh darn it.
I'm going to take that back.
I'm not letting this happen. Because you remember the virtuoso in the 80s, that was my moment.
Yeah.
With Steve Vai and Joe Satriani and Frank Zappa. If you didn't have a guitar solo in your pop song, you had to. And then Eddie came and doing the tapping and doing the Kreutzer violins exercise, da-da-dee-da-da-da, an eruption. When I heard that, I said, you took that from us. You cannot let that happen. Because we had Paganini. Come on, we had Paganini. We had Vivaldi. We had Beethoven, Brahms, violin concertos. The violin has been the heroic, supercharged monolith of virtuosity for 400 years. Yeah. And this guy, who knows nothing about music, doesn't know what I was doing. I had the opportunity of hanging with him for a moment before he passed. And man, I said, what did you do right there?
Yeah.
And he would look at me and said, Mark, I don't know what I do. And I said, that's the state of mind.
Oh.
Not knowing what you're doing in a mathematical sense, but having guidance of your instincts and your musicality and
Mhm.
your ears and the unknown, which I think is art and creativity is so cool because we can't define it.
Oh my gosh.
How do you
Like,
define music? Oh, music is
right.
great. That's it?
That's it, right?
That's all you
Jeez.
got? One word?
Yeah.
You know, when you hear Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, where does he come up with this music? Stravinsky, Jimi Hendrix, the Beatles. Where are you coming up with that?
Yeah.
And they can, and the trained musicians can very much tell you what, you know, the sharp five with the Stravinsky's Rite of Spring.
Yeah.
And then when you go to the untrained of Billy Joel, I would do his string arrangements and he wouldn't want to look at the score. He said, Mark, don't show me this. I need to hear it.
Yeah.
And then he would be able to pick up, obviously, very quickly. I was
Well,
like,
so
wow.
let's expand on that. I mean, you've been on multiple types of stages, and so there's one difference. What are some other differences that you found in
Between
performing?
those two types
Yeah,
of,
between the big
it's
rock
even,
grandiose
it's
stages.
global. What the beauty, when we were talking about Indian music, African music, Irish music, every non-classical experience has that moment of go for it, just play. I mean, if you ragas, Indian music next to heavy metal, Indian music is very close. Why? I have no clue.
You and me both. It hits me
Oh
in
my,
like a magical way that's unlike
and
anything
it's
else.
one drone.
Yeah.
And it's for 2 hours, you're taken on a journey that's unimaginable.
Oh yeah.
So music in general has this unpredictability, but my upbringing was not part of that, but it was the other part, which is the love of music,
Oh.
which, boy, you got to have that, man, for us to survive for 60 years of doing this.
Right. Jeez. So let's flip ahead to education. That is a big part of your life now and what you
Yeah.
do, and you affect thousands, literally thousands of kids' lives every year. So, like, what is the impetus that started that for you, and what drives you to keep doing what you're doing with that?
It's really two things. It's partnering with great teachers. Without our teachers in every subject, it's a waste for everybody's time. And it's a tragedy sometimes when a child can't connect with a mentor.
Mhm.
So what we do is we don't go in as teachers. We go in as artist mentors.
Right.
And we have about 5 of them, a mariachi guy who does metal mariachi
Nice.
on my Viper. They all play my instruments and we send them around. We have about 6 or 7 artist mentors. We're not teachers. Where we go in and we help the teachers convey a message that apparently it's more for a teacher who's not really comfortable about being on stage, talking to thousands of people about the importance of music and with clarity and understanding, with clarifying a message. That message is not done verbally. So you hope that your music program has enough vibrancy to get the word out of the value. But sometimes in this society, you need to hit them on the head. So we we come down and we hit them on the head and with joy and passion. So the educational thing is a combination of me, you know, at 10 years old, 11 years old, hearing Sergeant Pepper's, hearing Mahler's Second Symphony for the first time. My first instinct is to grab somebody from the outside world, listen to this. That's it. Come. You're coming over to my house, my friends. And they were all listening to music, Pink Floyd stuff. Check out this guy named Frank Zappa. Oh my God. Check out this, the Rite of Spring. Here, sit there. So I would have groups of friends that I would watch and share the power. And of course, hopefully they would pick up on it. So then you fast forward to, gosh, about 25 years ago of me with the Trans-Siberian Orchestra at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame performing there in front of schools. And after Juilliard, I wanted nothing to do with schools.
Yeah.
Juilliard, man, oh my God, no more boxes.
Right.
And I had that connotation. A teacher comes up, orchestra teacher comes up at other performances and said, can you put together an electric orchestra at my program in Cleveland? you're going to build instruments with the students, and we're going to all work together on innovating cellos that you can run around with, vipers and all this stuff, and the colors and stuff. So I went out for 1 year. They would fly me out once a month, and we would do a huge concert. And when I was experienced the freedom of thinking of a middle school, high school, a teenager, which is the perfect demographic for freedom. You're not paying bills. You don't have a mortgage. You don't dealing with college and the stresses of that. You're like in La La Land, like I am at all times. And it's like, oh, these people think like I do, like in this great laboratory. And as I told the teachers, you have to create a laboratory that you can create something from nothing. And that was a big message. So once I started that, it's like, oh, this is fun. Let's do that again. So while I'm touring the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, I'm going off and doing schools and doing all type of clinics and also universities we do. And I did my TED Talk, which was really great. But a lot of it is seeing a 10-year-old, 11-year-old with gumption and like eyes of awe. You know, that state
Yeah.
of mind of a child. Everything is mind-blowing, you know, with the right moment and the right chemistry of an experience. And we create that. And
Yeah.
to see these kids and where the parents after the shows routinely say, Mark, my kid was about to quit. He's not quitting now. I said, good.
Well,
I'm
is there
holding him.
one student, one moment that was the first time that you saw that light bulb go
Very,
off?
very quickly. It was not hard to witness, again, that state of mind of a teenager.
Mhm.
So if you're there with the right elixir for them, the right key, that's not, you know, getting into trouble and exploring all sorts of crazy stuff. It's about try this door, and you're going to find the most incredible experience. And the short time you're with me, which is only 24 hours. I've got 24 hours with you.
Right.
And listen up, because your teacher's handing me the keys to her car, and I'm driving you around at 100 miles an hour.
Joyride.
Put on your seatbelt.
And then you know, up to that point, the teacher has done wonderful things with the tools that they have, and
Yes.
and I know you recognize that, and
The kids can play really well.
Yeah, exactly. But
And you're the
like,
wild uncle that comes.
yeah, the wild uncle. I love that. Or you all of a sudden, like, I just taking the tape off the box that you're inside and opening up that
Yes,
box.
and luckily the
Yeah.
teachers allow me to do it
Mhm.
without feeling that, oh, I can't do this, Mark. So let me help you. Watch. You're going to do this 10 minutes every day for every rehearsal, for every time you rehearse for the next couple of years. You're going to do these 10 warm-ups that I do, which is loops and drones
Yeah.
without music and eye to eye. Okay, kids, now face each other, say hello, and they're giggling. I love it. Okay, now play non-verbally, eye to eye, and hold your eyes to that person's eyes and do the scale and do this melody. Okay, now turn around, the person behind you, stare at them, say hello. I have them all put name tags on, and they forget about that. So immediately, the key and the trick is to how fast can I bond with them so they trust me when I tell them that you got to perform, you got to play, you got to not only play the right notes, but you can't stare at that music stand.
Yeah.
You can't. The music stand doesn't like you.
You're teaching students how to connect. I taught for many years, and
Yeah.
I never used music when I taught. Like, I didn't use printed music. I thought it was better to hear it and to have it here.
Right.
Right. And you're taking something that's always traditionally been taught with music and on the stand, and it becomes somewhat not internalized with the students, and giving them permission, saying like, hey, let's put that away. Let's let it become part of the heart. And
Yeah.
it's transformative.
Well, that's a permission slip.
Yeah.
Well, you were a percussionist, so you drummers in general, when you're
They tend to
listening
do
to
that.
not only
Yeah.
timpani players, you're listening to John Bonham and
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
you know,
A
Gene
couple of
Krupa.
times.
Yeah, a couple of times.
All right, since we're in that young brain and high school brain, how about we play a game?
Okay.
The game is called the blind ranking game, and our kid brains get to rank something in order 1 to 5. We're going to give you the list of names
One at a time.
one at a
And
time.
one being the best.
One
What-
being the best. Yes.
One's the best
Got
5. Yeah. But you don't know what order they're in that we're giving them to you. You don't know
Gotcha.
who's coming next.
But I will give you a number.
Yes.
Gotcha. Not
Yep.
an opinion of the number, but the
Oh,
number.
you could give opinions.
I mean, it's going to be opinion.
You're going to have opinions.
It's
I'm
kind of
ready.
a dirty game, so you're
I'm so
you're
ready.
gonna be reactive.
All
It's
right.
gonna be great.
All right. So I've chosen, and this is great for many reasons, and we will discuss. I chose violin innovators through time. The only thing I will tell you is you don't have to worry about anybody I'm choosing being somebody who's alive currently. So, because
They
I
won't be
think
offended, you
they
mean?
won't be offended. Exactly. Like, so we'll start with the first one, and you have to decide.
Okay.
1 through 5. Paganini.
Oh, 0.0001.
He's number 1 already.
Yes, so
And
totally.
you're solid with that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but what if we throw in Vivaldi, who you?
Oh, Paganini will always win
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
because if you're
Okay.
talking about innovation.
All right. So, 100%. So Paganini's number 1. Where do you put Vivaldi then?
Vivaldi's 3.
3?
Didn't resonate with the Baroque music as much as Bach.
All this. All right. Chrysler.
The car?
No, Fritz Chrysler.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah. Or Chrysler. I usually
Sure, is that the car?
Yeah, the car. Yeah, the car.
Fritz
Just throw the car in.
4.
4.
Again, you're getting deep. You're getting deep into it.
I'm getting
Yeah.
deep into it. All right. Now I like this because you mentioned this person earlier. Heifetz.
Oh, yeah, number 1.
No, you already have a number 1.
Oh, I see. Okay. 2.
2.
Gotcha.
2. All right. So, all right.
Oh, yeah.
So
All right. Not bad.
we have
Well,
one.
that's a good one next to Paganini. It's definitely Jascha Heifetz.
Oh, right.
And we only have one space left. Right?
Oh, yeah. Stefan Grappelli.
Ooh, a Django Reinhardt violinist.
This is not fair because I think 5 is the last one.
Yes,
right?
it is.
Oh. Okay, can I swap out Vivaldi for Grappelli? Because I've met him and I've seen him play many times. And yeah,
Okay, I did not know
Magical.
that.
Magical.
Oh,
You still can't
magic.
change.
Yeah, you can still. Yeah, yeah.
Too late.
That's the rules.
Yeah, that's you're just gonna have to live with that.
Yes,
for
I
the-
will.
Which means what? That's number 5.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I've had this. I've played this game before myself, and
Uh-huh.
then you get to the end of like,
Like, well, that wasn't very fair.
Yeah. And then to some degree, sometimes you want all of them to be number 1.
Right, of
Right,
course.
right.
Well, you're picking like the cream of the crop.
Oh, I figured it might as well.
Yeah, the best of
And
the
it's so
best.
funny, during the course of our interview, you mentioned almost all of those.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
Like, and that's like, so that speaks to me that like, oh, these people truly resonate with you and they're part of your classical being, right? And we see this in the type of music that you play now. Most people would like, oh, he's just like a heavy metal hot rod,
Right.
good guitar, hard rocking, and he has no concept of like
Of delicacy.
like no, that's not entirely true
Oh,
at
no.
all, and I love how both things resonate with you. So
Totally.
yeah, so we have one more question.
Yes.
And the question is something I ask everybody, and it is this: why does live music matter?
Then that's a really easy question.
Okay.
As you know,
Yeah.
no matter what's happening in these days, connecting human to human has been going on for thousands of years with sound, from drum beats to everything. Everything's connected through hearing and connecting with some kind of melodic sense after the Renaissance and medieval, which was fifths.
Yeah.
So and into harmony, and then to melody, and then to romantic period. We're seeing evolution created through the sound of pitch, and to see and hear, mostly obviously they're all past at this point, but just witness that historically as a classic musician, that was the gift my mother gave me. But then Miles Davis, Jimi Hendrix, and then all of a sudden these people came out of the woodwork. And it was, in my opinion, on the level of a Beethoven and Mozart. Beethoven would have fallen in love with Eddie Van Halen.
Oh yeah.
No question about
Yeah.
it. So that's really the fuel.
Yeah.
The fuel forever.
Mark, thank you so much for
Oh, my
visiting and
pleasure.
telling us so much and sharing everything. And your excitement
Yeah,
is obvious.
As Chris said, we can do this for hours.
We could. We
'Cause
absolutely
we're all
could.
passionate about what we're talking about.
Markwoodmusic.com is the best place to find you and all things you and everything going on. What about your foundation?
Yeah, the Mark Wood Music Foundation.
Okay.
It's great. Celine Dion is on our board, and Steve Vai and stuff like that. It's great. Again, with funding, we need to be responsible. Athletes need to go in. Scientists need to go into schools. Mathematicians, musicians, artists need to go right in there and help. It takes a village, is what I truly tell the
Yes,
audience.
it's very true.
Why are you here, Mark? You have something better to do? I said, no, this is the most important thing on this stage is our future. And we have to work together, and we'll help you.
That's great.
I love all
Thank
the
you.
work that you do, from your performance to your education.
Right.
It's been
Feeling mutual, by the way,
yeah,
Chris.
likewise. All right. Thank you.